This video is about naming organic molecules where you have other items branched on it, things like a Cl or an F, Br, or I are all pretty common, and these are all halogens. So when you add one of these halogens, you simply take the name and you change the ending to an O. So chlorine becomes chloro, fluorine becomes fluoro, bromo for bromine, iodine becomes iodo. The main thing to remember is that you're still naming alkanes just like we've learned all along. You're looking at the longest continuous chain, trying to figure out how to number it so that the branches are on the lowest number possible. And then you're just adding the branches, kind of like we did when they were a methyl group. So instead of a methyl group, you're going to call it a chloro group. Looking at this example over here on the right, so we see that it is a 2-carbon chain. So that tells me that it is an ethane. And on I could have my branches on the first carbon or the second carbon. So the lower number would be the 1. So I have 2 of them. I have 2 chloros. And because there's 2 of them, I have to do di. So I'm going to go 1,1 dichloroethane. Looking at the example on the top left over here, we have a 1-carbon group, so that is just methane. And on it, I have a bromine group, so it is bromomethane. Now, I don't put a number there because I don't have any options of carbons to put it on. Simply, it's on carbon 1. There's only 1 carbon, so bromomethane. Down here on the bottom, I have 3 carbons. So metheth-prop, this is a propane. And I have 2 chlorine groups, so I have dichloro. And it is on carbons 1 and 3, so 1,3-dichloropropane. Some of these examples I found looked a little more creative, so I thought we would try them. Looking at the bottom right side, we have a 1-carbon group, so this one we're going to go with methane. And on my 1-carbon group, I have 4 things. Oh, I'm not going to be able to fit that there. So I have 2 fluorines and 2 chlorines. So that would be dichloro, difluoro, methane. Looks like I wouldn't have any numbers. This would all be one word. For this longer one up here on the top, I need to figure out my carbon chain, and I'm going to go ahead and number it left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see that it's a pentane. And I have a 2-methyl and a 4-bromo. So bromo would be alphabetically first. So 4-bromo, 2-methyl pentane. Okay. On the right, I am going to have my ring structure, and I need to pick one of them to number as number 1. I'm going to go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a hexane. And I have, alphabetically, I have 1 bromo, 3 chloro, cyclohexane. Sorry, I've run out of room. Cyclohexane. So let me choose another color here. So I would bump out here in between there. 1 bromo, 3 chloro, cyclohexane. So adding branches is simply a matter of just a different group, like we've had methyl-ethyl groups. You're just going to use the halogen name and change it to an O ending and number it on the chain.